What did you just say, Nostalgia Critic? I'm sorry, wait, is he reading that off of cereal boxes? I just realized that. Generic intro to That Goes. We're here back with another nostalgia video. Today we're doing Lady in the Water, which actually has two parts because I believe Doug was having some YouTube copyright issues at one point and he wasn't able to upload videos up to a certain length or something like that 7 years ago. But this is Lady in the Water. This was highly suggested on last week's video, which was Signs, which was an M. Night Shyamalan movie where they couldn't get aliens could travel to Earth, but they couldn't get to a pantry door. You can check the reaction to that video. I'll leave it right up there. Also, the link down below in the description. Also, in a place on my channel with all the other nostalgia critic reactions going in chronological order, so I do read all your comments. That's how I know what the next nostalgia critic should be. Also, I think we're going to get some more commercials here soon, a commercial special which comes out every single year. I want to say he does it around November, right? Or does he do it around Christmas? I think he does it in November because Christmas is usually like a themed month where he does a whole bunch of Christmas stuff and whatnot. But this is Lady in the Water, a movie I have never heard of. The image is kind of very kind of creepy. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that character is. For some reason that character reminds me of an elf. I don't know why that is, but shout out to the patrons because they get videos there early. 11 on our panel channel. Could not do this if it wasn't for them. Last week's video went live I think a day late because I was having to deal with copyright issues with having to blur the screen so many times, because every single time I blurred it I had to wait a couple hours, and then they told me that a different segment was getting the video blocked, and I had to blur that segment and then wait a couple hours, and they told me that a different segment was getting the video blocked, which is super annoying because that's just how YouTube's copyright system works. But let's go jump to Lady in the Water Part 1. And we're going to do Part 2 as well.
Everybody keep on hiring me.
M. Night Shyamalan.
My work is shit.
But I thought he had some good movies.
Everything is awesome. Well done, Chris Miller. Well done.
I don't know who Chris Miller is.
You.
But he's not the only one we should congratulate. Our own Jennifer Lee has gotten a job writing and directing at Disney.
I don't know any of you people.
Just the most famous studio in the world.
Well, I suppose now we can bring her in on our real gamble.
Huh?
What gamble?
Oh, every time a new filmmaker comes along, we make an
M. Night
impossible
Shyamalan.
dare to see if they can
flip a
pull it
coin?
off.
Yes, and they in turn make dares back.
Really?
He just licked the
And
chip.
seeing how you're the newcomer with Disney, I bet you can't make an animated film that points out all the faults of the past Disney films, has two female heroes, one of them a queen, and have her
He
sing
just
a
ate
song so popular,
chip.
even boys will be singing it.
Okay. I like a challenge, especially in this demographic ruled by 13-year-old boys.
They're always the most profitable.
But what
Are
about
they?
you, Mr. Peyton Reed?
What about me?
Peyton
If
Reed.
I achieve that, then you have to make a successful superhero movie where the hero shrinks down to the size of an ant.
Ant-Man. Okay.
No, shrinking films are box office poison right now.
What's the
Are they
matter?
actually like Honey Shrunk the Kids?
Not taking my raise?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'll call. Not that Miller and Lord over there have the balls to do so.
Hey, we're just as ballsy as either of you.
Yeah, prove it.
Oh, really? What are they gonna... Okay, well...
I bet that we could do a product placement movie so good that we could
What?
name the movie after the product and nobody would care.
Yeah, and people will even be upset
What
that
is he
it wasn't
talking
nominated
about?
for Best Animated Feature.
Say,
M. Night Shyamalan? Yep.
mind if I play?
No.
No, nobody wants to take his bets.
What? Why not?
You the newcomer.
Suck at this game, Shyamalan!
Yeah, what's this idea that you can make trees scary?
Yeah, it's later down the road. This idea is guaranteed to show you how talented I am.
Wait, isn't this the one that Disney didn't understand, so you stormed out even though they were gonna fund it anyway?
Who does that?
Yes, I heard about this. You said Disney didn't respect individualism.
There are a bunch of hacks who didn't realize my brilliance.
Yeah? And what is this brilliance?
Yeah.
All
Explain,
right.
please.
The main character is named Story.
Out.
Not happening.
Story?
She's an ancient creature called a Narf.
Oh, honey, you can't do this.
And she's being chased by Scruns, but saved by Tartutix.
You're a bum down the street shouting stuff like this.
Oh, come on, even I'm not that high!
I will show the world
not
that
that
I am
hot.
so good that I can make something so silly, absolutely amazing.
It's not gonna be good.
I mean, what else could happen to this movie?
The Blue Spirit Zuko.
Let's get this
what?
baby started!
That disc is all... Is it scratched up? Lady in the Water.
Well, maybe. people see The Happening as Shyamalan's funniest so bad it's good film,
The
I
Happening.
challenge them with the absolute mad ravings of Lady in the Water. Sure, it's slower and doesn't have quite as many silly performances.
Sorry, is that a wolf?
But the story is so insane.
Why does she look
so
kind of familiar?
ego-stroking. So freaking bizarre that if a well-known filmmaker's name wasn't attached to it, you'd swear it was written on the walls of a mental institution. There's so much to talk about, so let's not waste any time. Let's end Shyamalan month with my favorite
Where he had to
bad
split
movie
this-
of his,
oh, Shyamalan month.
Lady in the Water.
Last week was another Shyamalan movie.
It starts off with the backstory of
backwash?
this seemingly simple fable.
Once, man and those in the water were linked. They inspired us. Man listened, and it became real. But man does not listen very well.
You just said they did.
Yeah, what?
Man's need to own everything led him deeper into land.
Stolen.
The world of man became more violent. War upon war played out as there were
supposed to be like
no
an evolution
guides
thing?
to listen to.
Well, if they're so good at guiding people, how did they let this happen to begin with?
A handful of their precious young ones have been sent. There are laws that are meant to keep the young ones safe.
The
When
dogs?
they are sent, there's great risk to their lives.
But wait, if there's laws to keep them safe, then why would they be a great risk?
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands.
That's not what you said, movie represented now by Jack Nicholson performance. You said they were safe, but now they're at great risk. So they shouldn't be in any danger, should they, movie?
No.
Snotty little bastards.
Why don't you just end with how every humanity sucks story ends, saying how man has forgotten how to listen?
Man has forgotten how to
Oh,
listen.
well, they did say.
Show us the way, movie. We know you have it, even though in the first 2 minutes you already have tons and tons of problems, but we have faith in you. We then cut to Paul Giamatti.
Did nobody, like, that's his name?
Tell her it's not a creature. There's no such thing as creatures.
What?
A creature's just something you can't identify. Like the tone of this movie. A new tenant seems to be staying at the Cove, an apartment complex Giamatti works at, and he's a movie critic named Mr. Farber.
Like, what? Why did she wait to walk by?
Buenos dias.
Mr. Farber, this is Young Soon Choi. She lives with her mother in 8A. She's a student at the university.
Hey, if Shyamalan would be nice enough, maybe he'll cut to a shot that actually shows her face.
What if it's not?
Well, at least he held on a shot for a while. That automatically equals genius, you know.
Does
But
it?
not as genius as talking
be
directly
surprised?
into the camera. Another typical Shyamalan trope.
Tell him it's like an experiment.
Is he supposed to make
Like
fun of the
scientists.
critics?
It's fascinating how greedy one can get with their artsiness. In most movies,
And
these kind of
Shyamalan's
shots
gonna
are
be in
used
this somewhere.
sparingly to establish mood. But with Shyamalan, he uses it like how the director of Battlefield Earth uses tilted shots. Weird
Oh,
angles
God.
sometimes. Weird angles always!
I remember
Brilliant,
watching The
we're
Last
brilliant,
Airbender.
We do the brilliant dance. But who cares? It's time to figure out what stupid quirk this guy has. Because as always, any quirk, no matter how stupid, always equals a developed character. Let's see what we have in our kitchen.
In the
Let's see
kitchen?
what we have here.
That's an
you
old
like
cabinet.
hot dogs?
No?
Expired water.
What do you mean expired water?
Here we are, working out half of your body for no reason.
Most people say, hey, what's
Nope.
wrong with you, Reggie? Why are you only working out on one side of your body?
Like, he only has
Remember,
one
it doesn't
arm?
need to make sense. You just have to say that director has a style, and therefore it's good. It's the law.
Hey.
Why is he so close?
So, well composed shot there.
Why is he so close
That
to
looks
him?
effortlessly done, like there was no effort put into it whatsoever. It's almost as good as this one of Giamatti ending his day and the camera slowly tilting up to reveal absolutely nothing. You
Oh,
know,
I thought it was gonna be a full moon. You know,
something
after our last
visually
Airbender.
interesting there might have been nice. Was even the moon like?
No, hell no, I'm not being in this
I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Mermando? No, but trust me, it's something just as equally ridiculous. He goes out to
The
the
wolf?
pool to inspect when
A random
he's
woman.
underwater.
No?
Now he's not.
Wait,
Now he's
what?
back underwater. Now he's not.
Is that
Now
where the
he's under
woman comes
water,
from?
He slips. He goes back into the water. Tries
Why?
to get out. Says nah.
Does
and
he
he's
die?
suddenly in his room. Well, that was as easy to follow as a moth in a snowstorm. There does, however, seem to be a wet, naked woman in his room.
Aww.
Not this again. Or at least this one's alive.
A lot.
Do you feel an awakening?
No?
Is that like a happening? Why don't you just replace all your dialogue with, do you feel an ing-ing-ing?
I don't even know your name.
My name is Story.
Oh yes, you heard that
Story.
correctly. It's that kind of movie.
Did he do it just to like
Two siblings,
confuse
an older
people
sister
when the
named
critics
Long
made a
Story and a
review?
younger sister named Short Story. I have a very honest mother we named True Story, an aging father named Old Story, a dead grandfather named Ghost Story, and for some reason all of them remind me of my two pets, Cock and Bull Story.
What I'm trying to say is that name is stupid.
Yes, it's very
So he
stupid.
gives her a shirt, turning her into a cover story, and sleeps the night away, holding her in his arms.
Okay.
Because this really wasn't creepy enough yet.
Tell me, who in the world are you anyway?
Her name's Story.
Didn't catch that? Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
The name of her species is Narf. And
Narf.
not only that, they say this word all the time like it's a totally common name.
If a Narf...
1,000 Narfs.
The Narf has come.
The Madam Narf.
Narf?
A Narf.
What was Blaff already taken or Plonk?
What
Look
what is
out!
NARF
We
supposed
have
to be like an
the
acronym
same
for?
Yes, they're on the run for the Kerblockity blocks. Bitch, you for real? He tries to carry her outside, but sees a wolf waiting in the
I
distance.
really hope this movie did not do well. I don't want this type of
Serve the nothing,
thing to be encouraged.
which apparently this film has an abundance of.
What? What?
Why don't you run back inside?
What's going on?
Why are you just screaming? What is she pointing at? There's nothing. The pool?
Oh my god! How can you not burst out into laughter watching that scene? What can you even say about it?
What did this movie
It looks
do
like he's
in the
carrying
theaters?
an anorexic Julia Roberts to their honeymoon suite while she wants the pool to pull her finger just before a steroid chia pet eats them alive.
Steroid chia
What
pet.
is this? What is this? So he decides to ask someone who would obviously know all about mythical creatures.
Who?
Rufio.
Why?
Could you look up the word Narf for me?
I'm sure you've come across them from your adventures in Neverland.
It's an Eastern bedtime story, Mr. Heap.
Yeah. I wouldn't insult Eastern storytelling like that.
Yeah, by even
I think
mentioning
the correct
them.
answer is, oh, that sounds like a word from the same idiot
Also,
who
it
came
does
up
not
with
look like
Cypher
sunny
Rage.
outside.
Very common Eastern name. But her mother knows all about it. What are the odds? And she says the Narf, sorry, that's gonna take some getting used to, has to meet the Chosen One so that she can inspire him.
She will return
Who's the Chosen One?
with the great Eaglon, a giant eagle.
They, of course, cut out the scene where she ate 5 pot brownies before saying this, but you get the idea.
These
So
edibles
Giamatti
ain't.
looks for this Chosen
30
One, whose
minutes later.
story says is a writer. Though, again, you could just replace all the dialogue with, what's your quirk?
She's very good with animals.
And your quirk?
Crossword puzzles.
And your quirk?
Let's make up a witty phrase.
Baby's on the Hofton.
What? I'm guessing they're a band or something?
Jesus, you can't even do stoners right. That's
Oh,
not
they're
how a stoner
smoking.
screams. That's one of the Rice Krispie elves watching another one die.
That's more accurate.
Giamatti is so focused on finding a writer that he completely overlooks the person he's known for years that is a writer.
How's the writing?
Duh.
Oh, hey, look at
But
that.
story
Just finally
has been
thinks of it.
eavesdropping in his diary to learn about his past.
A night, a man entered your home when you were not there. He stole many things and killed your wife and children.
What?
That's when you stopped being happy.
Brilliant deduction there, Nancy Drew. Any other obvious dots you'd like to connect?
When I hit my head, that's when my head hurts. When my butt farts, that's when the air smells bad. When I run in high heels, people will focus more on that rather than how dumb the rest of the movie is.
Oh,
Why don't you
that's
get suited up in your
her?
proper uniform?
Oh.
But Giamatti
She's in the new
introduces
Jurassic
the
Park
writer to
movies.
her and
Okay.
Take a wild guess who plays it.
No, I sent in that form.
That's right, the writer who really has lost his muse.
Of course he's in
Take
this.
a good look there, Shyamalan. That's the closest to story you'll ever get.
Wait, he's the
seemingly irrelevant
chosen
and
one?
tedious dialogue that seems to regurgitate.
Nice meeting you.
And then let me guess, the critic is supposed to be like the fourth wall break?
So he's inspired to go write Devil as Giamatti tries to get Story back home, but the grass hyena is still out there.
What's happening? I thought it was gonna be safe.
We're okay now. Thank God he can't climb stairs.
Yeah, why would it be able to?
So he tries to get more information from the Korean peacock, who seems totally fine interrupting her clubbing to talk fairy tales.
Clubbing.
She said only a rogue scrunt will break the law of that night because most scrunts are afraid.
Afraid of what?
Tartutic.
Oh my god. Skrunks, Narfs, Tartutics. These all sound like cartoon characters sneezing.
That's
Just
fair.
look at Giamatti's face after hearing all this. He's like, well,
Hey, he read the
I'm in a
script
bomb.
before he took
this
the role.
Whole thing reads like a drunk mother reading a half-assed bedtime story to her kid.
This
That's accurate.
is a story about story.
Story and Narf.
Story?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. And she is an ancient Narf.
Narf.
Uh-huh. Yes. She's running away.
Was that supposed to happen?
Grunt?
I'm sorry. That's not how you do that, but
in
okay.
modern times. Good night.
Well, it's better than the time she said the trees did it.
And that's part 1. Now we have Peter Pan. I've never seen Peter Pan. Fun fact for you. Now we have part 2. Alright, here we are with part 2 of Lady in the Water.
So, fearing this story is sounding 100% like coke ravings, Korean Britney Spears brings back the dramatic tone.
I have to look up
Just
this movie.
try to listen to this with any hint of seriousness.
The Lady
A Thousand
in
Knobs
2006.
is about a rare knob who comes once in a generation of a knob who is called the Madam Knob. A scrunt will do anything to kill a Madam Knob, even forget his fears of the Tartutic. But it is the Madam Knob herself.
Will she know that she's a Madame Narf?
Okay, I'm sure Shyamalan is hearing this really intense.
Yeah, like it only
dramatic
makes sense
story,
in his
but
mind.
To the rest of the world, all we can hear is
A Thousand Knobs, a rare knob, the Madam Knob. Kill a
That's
Madam Knob, the Madam
Pinky
Knob
in the Brain,
herself.
I want to say.
She's a Madame Narf.
From what people have told me.
I would give anything if the twist
It has
of
a
this
$70
movie was
million
that the entire
budget and
time
box
it was
office was
Pinky in the
72.8.
Brain trying to take over the world. Literally, every single problem would be fixed if they just do that twist. It's a Warner Brothers movie. Make it happen.
True. Also has a 25%
The
of Rotten
master
Tomatoes
writer
and
himself
5.5
is
out of
told
10 on
that his
IMDb.
writing is going
Somehow.
to change the world and give inspiration, I shit you not here, to the future president.
This boy
Wait, specific.
become leader of this country
Who?
and begin a movement of great change.
Who?
But also, yeah, gets even better. His ideas will be so dangerous that someone will eventually take his
Why
life
does she
because
look
of
so
them.
pale?
And yet, he still chooses to write the story, sacrificing himself not only for his art,
Is
but
Shyamalan
for
trying to be the
world.
victim?
Wow. Is it windy on that egotistical high horse that you built for yourself? I mean, Christ, you can see his boner growing with every praising word.
He will speak of you and your words.
Are they basically saying like we don't? Nope. No one understands you.
It will be the seeds of change.
Ooh, now that's a messy story.
It's almost like that
So
director
Giamatti
that
is
wrote the
told that
story.
Rufio's mother will only tell the rest of the
It
story
was like
if
a
she
woman
can see him
pouring
like
like
a child.
rum down her leg, and a guy like drank it out of her toes, and he cast
So,
himself for that
I can't
position
just
to
watch.
drink it. That's a lot of cookies. Why is there so many cookies? Why does the cookies look like they're not cooked?
Tell her it's a beautiful story.
아름다운 이야기래요, 엄마.
Are there any parts that might be good to hear?
좀 더 듣고 싶으니까.
What did they give him? What was in the milk?
Let's say this represents the world of sanity, and this represents the edge of sanity, and this represents the world of insanity. You would be on Mars, you are so friggin' gone! Because we have no idea where the hell you are to come up with a scene this goddamn bonkers! I mean,
Why?
what the hell is going on? Is this what you do with all your Oscar-nominated actors? Make them look like they're jerking off sideways while peeing like
he
a
just
dog?
nominated?
That's not
He's
acting
not
like
one.
a child. That's acting like 3 lobotomies were given to you.
3?
Maple syrup. What are you? So the Narf can't say anything about her world for
Why are you watching
reasons,
in the shower?
but it's okay because she touches her ear to answer yes or no questions, as that doesn't count for reasons. So there's a symbolist, a guardian, a healer, and a guild he's supposed to find
D&D
in order
now?
to help her. And before you say anything, yes,
Dungeons
this
and Dragons.
simple bedtime story is as goddamn complicated as a friggin' D&D game.
Do you know who the symbolist or interpreter is?
I don't know. Let's roll the dice to find out. So he goes to the crossword
roll
guy
2.
and his increasingly strange son.
This picture on the cereal box is supposed to make you feel happy. I feel sad like that time you forgot to pick me up at school.
Oh. Oh.
Are we in Wonderland?
I thought the kid was gonna be like
He
a
finds
psychic,
the
like
others
it's
as
a
well
Stephen
and takes
King
them
movie.
to a naked, cut-up lady he's keeping in his shower. This raises no concerns.
Why are this will make her very uncomfortable?
Letters across is the word essential. I thought that was weird.
What? It's a
Really?
crossword?
That's weird? You're using a crossword puzzle to predict the future in front of a naked woman who's been kidnapped by the sideways guy? And that's friggin' weird!
Who does that?
The funny thing is, even by bedtime story
what-
standards, there's practically no action in any of this. I mean,
How did he
did
pitch this?
Shyamalan actually read this to his kids every night?
I hope
and
not.
Then they sat around
Those kids
the
need
shower
therapy.
for a bit doing crosswords as Mr. Heap toured the apartments for a 5th time to talk to even more people.
Daddy, can you read us Snow White?
Oh, kids, that story doesn't have nearly enough references to another
I don't
story
know
to
the
make it
story of Snow
interesting.
White.
This is a bedtime story
Was she
for
the one
a new
that sleeps,
generation.
or is she the one that had dwarves?
That means it's working. So he apparently can see the scrunt by walking backwards and looking in a mirror. Why? Because it's less complicated than doing jumping jacks and looking through a Fruit Loop. Just get used to nothing being explained.
Okay, yeah.
The scrunt scares him away.
We're just
but
accepting
to be
that.
fair, you were asking Paul Giamatti to protect you. What'd you think was gonna happen? In fact, you saved him the first time. You really thought this was the guy who was gonna be on top of things?
There is no originality left in the world, Mr. Heap.
So they
Is that what he said? Is that his cop out? Is that him making an excuse?
Cannot hide in his environment.
Doesn't that go without saying? He'll hide unless he can't hide? So they decide to throw a party to distract the scrunt. Yeah, always good to throw other people's lives in there.
True.
As we're
We'll
realizing
attack
getting
them,
closer
though?
and closer to the end that this really shouldn't have been called Lady in the Water.
Like a lady out of the water.
Does a friggin' thing. What they should have called it is whispering, because that's all anybody does.
It is not you.
Sorry. I can hear myself finding your purpose.
It is not time.
You haven't written anything yet.
And west of this land will grow up in a home.
Turn it up! Turn it up! So they wait for
I
the
can
evil
already
to
see my
come
father
and
being
get
like
her,
that.
as apparently nobody in the party would notice that. But hey, if they don't notice a grass dog attacking a woman and dragging her into the woods, I guess they wouldn't notice that.
They seriously
Oh, by the
didn't
way,
notice
grass
that?
dog attacks her and drags her into the woods.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, this is terrible. What should we do? More crosswords.
So are they just like locked in the room or whatever? Or I guess they just can't walk. They can walk like
shock,
from
they
room to
start
room,
to
but
ask,
not leave there.
What if this is all a little crazy?
Why are you so certain that I am the interpreter and they are the guild?
I asked someone.
What kind of person would be so arrogant to presume to know the intention of another human being who has put this young girl's life in jeopardy?
I feel like
What
he's
heartless demon
literally
who gives points of view
talking
on
directly
art
to the
has
audience.
doomed mankind for all eternity. The Critic.
Is he drunk? Yeah.
If only he praised Shyamalan, I mean any random writers of their genius. But no, he had to point out the faults of movies like Signs. I mean any random
Signs.
story. This is all so obviously about
A pantry
Shyamalan.
door.
I mean Shyamalan. I mean Shyamalan. I mean you. If you were Shyamalan.
Oh.
Look at this. He writes The Critic so one-dimensionally that he actually confuses real life for a movie.
It's precisely the moment where the mutation or beast will attempt to kill an unlikable side character. In stories where there has been no prior cursing, nudity, killing, the unlikable character will narrowly
unlikable?
escape, may even be given a humorous moment to allow the audience to feel good about it.
Will he actually escape?
Sorry.
Or is he
really
like trying to
hard.
predict
It's
it
really
and it doesn't
hard for
actually
me to
happen?
get through this. Because that's all they are. That's all critics are. It's literally just, my life is a movie. Everything is connected to movie. I am robot. I
don't think that's
hate
true.
everything. There is no personal vendetta going on at all. It is about you, the personal artist at home. It is not about one
How many?
individual
I know
person
Shyamalan
who
has made good movies,
probably is in this film somewhere. I mean, I
but
can't
like,
see him at
what
all.
is
It's
his
just
ratio?
too subtle, but maybe he's in the
Like
movie.
maybe his ratings, like
Sorry,
do like
this is
movies
so
above
professional. I
or
should
below
stay
5
serious.
or whatever.
That
I
won't
don't know.
happen again. I'll like just get out a little bit more. Okay, won't happen again. I promise.
It's gonna happen.
So, after that stellar satire of criticism, really SNL worthy, they start
That's
to
not
wonder
good
if
title.
anyone else could possibly be the interpreter.
The hands of the guild will be needed, plus 2 others. It is a ceremony of 7 sisters.
Sisters? The guild is women?
You will need a man who has no secrets, and one whose opinion is highly respected as witnesses. Touch together with their hearts as
Sign
one
language.
to bring
Hard to
strength
speak.
to the moment.
Nice, Julie.
You will
I don't
need a
think that's
man who
actual
has no
ASL.
secrets, and one whose opinion is highly respected as witnesses.
I'm sorry. Wait, is he reading that off of cereal boxes? I just realized that. Why does he wear shoes? I guess he is in an office. Also, are those product placement like the Fruity Pebbles?
You are not stoned. You are not high. You are seeing this correctly. A little boy with
Told all that information
incredible detail
off of cereal
is
boxes.
predicting the future of an ancient civilization
Off of
by
cereal.
staring at cereal boxes. Cereal boxes.
Also, who puts the cereal box in there? Like the Cheerios box is sideways. Other ones are like turned this way, face.
What is he going to see? The cookie crook will go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when Captain Crunch's neck goes snack, crackle, and pop, and it'll be great. Where the fortune cookies do
That was a good line. That's a good line.
I can't breathe.
Okay, I mean, I laughed earlier.
hurry.
I smelled blood
This
again.
will all be over in moments.
Now, on to the
That's
spice
ominous.
track, where I will predict the second coming of Jesus.
Please tell me he does that. Make a second movie about this kid.
I just came a bit.
What did you just say, Nostalgia Critic?
I thought it said she will lead a ceremony of 7 sisters to bring strength to the moment.
But it really just said Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It turns out Giamatti has to be the healer because, well,
Oh, that's not
symbolically
good.
it ties to his family, and that dead horse is so kicked you can see
Oh,
the
his dead
Nike
family.
symbol indented into it.
Ooh.
It, of course, brings her
That's why
back to
those look like
life
Black
as
Air
the
Force
big
Ones.
Shyamalan twist is finally revealed.
Reggie, just keep looking in his eyes.
Does it not like eye contact?
Oh my god, it takes place at the Cove!
What is the Cove?
Wait, I already knew that. Why'd you cut to that?
I don't know
What the
why.
hell's the twist?
What is
Reggie's the Guardian? Wow, I didn't know Cliff Notes
With
could serve
one
as twist.
arm?
I mean, ooh, you really got me.
Is he gonna one punch it?
Different way now. And then apparently these things come out.
There's more than just okay. They're fighting.
Your ass is
I am
grass.
Groot. And there's the eagle, I think.
The Eagles are coming! The Eagles are coming! And no kidding, that's the ending. Yeah, the eagle picks her up and it just stops. Even
What was the
Giamatti
point?
has a look on his face like, that's it? Are you kidding me? My 2-minute cameo in Downton Abbey was worth more of my time than
What?
this.
How is that
People-
the ending?
I know the happening is fun, but where else can you see a narf outrunning a scrunt with Paul Giamatti waving his leg and touching himself in front of 2 women helped by a guy who can predict the future
By
through crosswords, who
crosswords.
gave birth to
Hey.
a prophet who can read mythologies that are part of a complete breakfast, with a critic who dares call this all insane, portrayed as the bad guy, with tree hulks beating up grass stains with teeth while a giant eagle picks up a whispering tart whose only job was to tell a person to write a book, and the twist centers around a guy we saw only for 2 minutes in the opening.
Who
How
only
can this not
exercises
be
one
a
arm?
masterpiece of madness? Complete and total entertaining madness.
How did 25% of users?
To show my appreciation
Or 25%
for this
on Rotten Tomatoes. How? Why?
incredible
Why?
experience,
How?
I am finally gonna give Shyamalan exactly what he wants.
What? Oh
You
no.
summoned.
You said him.
Sit
Said his
down,
name.
Shyamalan.
What?
All right.
Okay. This is anticlimactic. What does Shyamalan want? But hey, wait a second.
Tell me about your genius method in making this film.
Really?
Do you just want to be asked that question? Is that all that he cares about? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Well, I was trying to get across how creative artists are always kept down by cynicism.
Ah, so the woman's story actually represents the artist's story.
Yeah, I never knew if I made that clear enough.
And am I correct in thinking
Is that somebody that looks
character
like
of the
him?
critic
That's not
is a
actually M.
subtle
Night
jab
Shyamalan,
to
is it?
people who don't understand your work?
Exactly.
There's no way that's actually M. Night Shyamalan.
Of course not.
I thought it was downplayed, actually.
So I wanted to get across that all the people in the world who criticize, they're the real death of dreams.
And how did you come up with those incredible names? It sounds like it came from a language that's existed for years.
That was my intention. You see, I'm a big fan of creating
That
other
doesn't sound what
worlds,
his voice sounds
and other
like.
worlds have different sounding names. So I said to myself, what sounds
They
weird
could probably walk
and
away and he'll still talk
otherworldly?
about it.
A narf. You just hear that word and immediately you think a beautiful woman.
I do not. What in the tarnation is this, dude? M. Night Shyamalan wasn't actually in this, right? I don't know who that guy was. I guess it doesn't say. I don't think M. Night Shyamalan was actually in this, but that was...
Narf.
Narf. Okay, well, that's Pinky in the Brain saying Narf. This was Lady in the Water, which is a movie of all time. Came out in 2006. I was 9 years old. And why is it rated PG-13? Why? How is this rated the same as the Five Nights at Freddy's movie I just watched? How is... What? What? Like, what, is it... It's supposed to be scary? Is it because there's blood? Is it because there are cuts? Is that because she's naked? Like, what? This was Lady in the Water. This is highly suggested on last week's video, which was Signs. You can definitely check out. Link down below in the description. Also in place on my channel. I should be live streaming today at 5 p.m. playing some Minecraft like I usually am, making fully automated farms and stuff. Creeper farm, iron farm, sugarcane farm, all that fun stuff. Learning how to do it for the very first time. Talking in chat. Having a chill, nice, awesome time. I hope I made your day a tiny little better. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're subscribed. You can also go on page to get videos a day early. But until the next video, take care and cue the music.
We were playing as soldiers, making soldiers.